What's going on, y'all? Now, I know some of y'all think I'm a religious nutcase, but that's okay. We can still be friends. I want to go over really quickly the timeline between Venezuela and America. Y'all have seen this floating around the internet. We're going to just shoot through this real quick, but there's a point I want to make as soon as we're done. You look at 1992 and you look at 1997 in Venezuela. Things were very, very successful. Things were going well. If you read about those. 2001, they voted for their very first socialist president. Now, some people might argue with me about this. I don't think Obama was purely a socialist agenda type of president. To me, he was more of like a Clinton-era Democrat, right? But I do think we have a very true socialist moving president right now with Biden and the things that he's doing. Venezuela 2007, all higher education becomes free. They're working on that. 2009, banning ownership of private guns. We're working on that. Fast forward down to 2014, opposition leaders are imprisoned. 2004, we missed that. Private health care is completely socialized. Now, you might miss this. If you go on Wikipedia and you read about, does the U.S. have private health care? If you Google that, what comes up is the most incredible propaganda I've read, and I almost had to read it about 3 times to catch it. And basically it said, unlike most developed nations, the U.S. healthcare system does not provide healthcare to its entire population. Unlike most developed nations? Hold on, that's completely backwards. If you're really a developed nation, you don't need all these dependents on you all the time. This is like having a 35-year-old kid not working and still living off of mommy and daddy down in the basement. It's the same exact thing. To be truly developed to me means those boys, they know how to be independent and take care of themselves. 2014, the opposition leaders are in prison. 2017, constitutions are suspended. Of course, you got food and healthcare shortages. And then finally, 2019, unarmed citizens start getting massacred and murdered by the government. How could any of this stuff happen? Well, I'll tell you how it's going to happen. You look at cities like Seattle, you look at Portland, you look at Philadelphia, DC, LA. These are all progressive cities, right? The police there is admittingly saying we are pulling back. So we have a historically low imprisonment rate, but we have historically high crime rates. No one's doing anything about it. All we got to do is get you used to it for just a little bit of time. Take your standards and go all the way down to there. Take your hope and go all the way down to there until there's absolutely nothing left. That is the playbook. Whether it's being followed intentionally, whether it has been followed just by accident because this is how stuff happens. And don't think this can't happen to America. You look at Babylon, you look at Greece, you look at ancient Rome. Every single great nation, every single great superpower has a shelf life. John 16:33 says, in this world you will have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have come to overcome the world. Not only are we going to have tribulation, y'all, a lot of good people are going to start getting persecuted. There is a rising resentment, I believe, that is building up for good people, for people that take care of their business, they pay their taxes, they pay their bills, they do everything by the book. We're not interesting enough anymore. We're the rebels. We're the true rebels. Because all of Satan's children are basically just marching straight to the sea with all their evil. And if you don't believe in every single encompassing evil that has to do with his agenda, you're cast out. And that's what's happening. The resentment that's getting built up for good people is just going to get stacked higher and higher and higher. And that is the tribulation. That is the persecution that we're leading into right now. I got a lot of really good friends that they're really worried about why is America not mentioned in Revelation, in the actual battle of Armageddon that takes place in Revelation. Well, you also look at Ezekiel 38, you look at Ezekiel 39. There's a coalition of about 8 nations that are going to come down against Israel. And there is no nation whatsoever that is going to be able to stand up there on Israel's side. Nobody's left. So it's safe to assume if there's no superpower left, it sure ain't us. We're basically insignificant militarily, economically, or politically, or all 3. We're completely insignificant. We're not even a player. So what it comes down to is we're going to fall, we're going to decline, live every single day to its fullest because we don't know how much longer we're here. We don't need to be spending our time worried about where's America in Revelation, where are we supposed to be. I want to be with the Lord. I want to be up there. I'm gone. There's nothing for me to stick around. There's no accomplishment. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of fame or this and that or feel goods. I would love to see my boys grow up. I'd love to see them marry godly women. I would love to see them get, scholarships to go play football and and just be the king of the world. But what's that worth? Because it's of the world. It's not of heaven. It's not the big show. This is just the pregame right here, y'all. So get your pregame right, because we're going to be spending eternity in the real game. I promise you, you want to be part of that. God bless y'all.